Hey, board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo pot, taking a look at Big Sur from 25th Century Games, designed by Mondo Davis. It's a card game, tableau building game, a little bit of engine building, and it's all about traveling down the Big Sur Highway. Let's get right to the table and see what this game is all about. This is a game that was given to us by our friends at 25th Century Games. So this is a review copy, and I've set it up basically for a two-player game, but you can play up to 4 players, and it plays in 30 minutes. It's 2 to 4 players. So imagine you're traveling down the Big Sur Highway, and you're seeing the sights and taking pictures and getting all those memories. That's basically what this game is about. We're going to start with a hand of 2 cards. These cards are multi-use from the standpoint that on one side, there's some of the things that you can get. It's sort of a little recipe that you have to fulfill so that you can place this in your tableau. But if you look on the back side, it's also resources. So as you're drafting these cards in here, you got to figure out, are you going to use them to pay for the cards you want to play in your tableau? Or are you going to save them so that you can play them in the tableau? One of the 3 things that I like about this game, number one, I love how the artwork matches up. And it's so neat. It looks like you're really traveling down the highway and you're seeing these different sights. And so the way the game works is on each of our turns, we're going to draft 2 cards from this part of the market. And these are the Big Sur Highway cards. Each one of those represent 1, 2, or 3, or 4 miles as we travel down. They also have some symbols on them. Some of the cards are going to help us build an engine. They'll have this symbol like this that becomes a permanent or persistent resource. So if ever I need a hard hat, I can use that one from this card one time during my turn. Some of them, the 2 milers, have text at the bottom, and that's basically scoring points at the end of the game. So trying to match those up. And the 3 and 4s are important because that's really how you score points, or one of the ways that you score points in this game. You're going to want to get a stretch of highway that has the same symbols. And as that stretch goes, as long as those same symbols match up, you're going to total up all of the miles that are on those cards. And that's going to be one of the ways that you score points. Of course, the second way is those 2 mile cards with these. And the third way, if you get a stretch and you've got 3 of the same symbols in that stretch of highway, then you can grab these cards up here. And I've represented them with the 5 different types of symbols here, from ocean and fields and forests and flowers and mountains. And you can grab those cards and put them in your tableau on the top. Some of them are situational. They'll be, score double the points of the card that this one is attached to. Some of them are just getting scoring at the end of the round, at the end of the game. And we'll basically keep doing that. We'll drafting 2 cards from this tableau, and then if we want to, playing cards out of our hand by spinning resources or looking at our persistent, or even looking at the last card that we've discarded. That's also a resource. And then if we can, we'll grab one of these landscape cards and we'll put that in our tableau. Once the deck is run out and everybody's taken an equal amount of turns, we'll total up the points on our miles, our stretches, our symbols, our scoring cards on the 2 milers, and the scoring cards on the landscape, and that's the end of the game. All right, so like I said, I kind of hinted one of the things. There's 3 things I really like about Big Sur. First one, of course, is that cool little artwork. The artist Tristam Rossin did a good job of making it seem like you're building out this highway across the tableau. And yeah, it could have been any kind of highway, but it is cool that it's Big Sur. It's a beautiful Pacific Coast area, and the pictures of these little selfies that you take on the landscape cards kind of add to that flavor. Number 2, I like engine building games, and this one has not only the engine of you getting these persistent symbols and drafting these cards so that, eventually I was playing cards without even needing to worry about spinning cards out of my hand because I had enough symbol. But also, it's got this clever mechanic that the last card you played is also a resource for you. That's pretty tricky, and I really enjoyed that. And the third thing I really liked about this game is it's got breezy turns, super quick, but it's got that added little touch of these little Polaroid selfies. They could have done it in a number of different ways, but showing off people, what looks like actual people at places like the Santa Cruz Boardwalk or Pfeiffer Beach, I don't know. There's something about that adds a little bit of flavor to the game. So if you want a breezy game, it's got some crunch. It's only going to take about 30 minutes. And if you like light engine building games that have a tableau, this is one that you might want to check out. If I had one complaint, and it's probably a picayune complaint, is that the board state changes a lot when you're playing. So you want to kind of plan out your turn, and then everything changes by the time it gets back to you. That's a common complaint of games like this that have a market. But again, it's a picky complaint. It's not that big of a deal. Production is really nice. The cards are good quality, and this first player marker is just fantastic. The little California sign. So that's three things that I like about Big Sur. All right, I want to thank 25th Century Games for sending us this copy of Big Sur. We're going to have it at Southern Board Game Fest, so make sure you come to Southern Board Game Fest. It'll be either in the Play to Win or in the library. So if you want to try this out, I'm happy to teach it too if you want to play it. And again, three things I really like. I really like the artwork, the way the tableau is built. I love the engine building aspect, and I really like the landscape cards. I think that the landmarks or landscapes, I can't remember now. Landmarks. I keep saying landscapes, but landmark cards. I really like that added element to the game. It doesn't make it too complicated. It adds just enough heft to make it a fun game. Until next time. Laissez, bon temps rouler.